This aft bulkhead, that I'm going to leave clear so as to give some contrast. I'm going to go ahead and paint this heads area as well. This represents the last areas that need to be painted. Another tricky little job in a tricky little position. And so while I'm here in the V-berth, I'm going to continue. I've pretty much now only got this one main bulkhead to paint white, which will be pretty easy now that everything's removed. So I'm going to continue with that, give that a sand, go through the process. This will have to be rolled, of course, but I'll do my best to get it looking good. And once that's done, and this one little bulkhead here on this aft face, that'll be that. The V-berth 2 will be finished with the painting. This aft bulkhead, which forms the after the V-berth base, that I'm going to leave clear so as to give some contrast. And as I say, the main bulkhead, one little panel, once they're done, that's the painting done in the V-berth. And another part of the V-berth painting puzzle is that I'm going to go ahead and paint this heads area as well. It's not all going to be painted white. The lining panels here, I'm going to leave those clear. Most of that will actually be covered by cupboards. There'll be half of the bottom panel though as a feature to keep the honey-coloured hoopine, just to give it some contrast as well. So the job today is to sand the V-berth and these bulkhead panels as well. Now that was quite a lot of work actually. Whew, I am glad it's behind me. And this represents the last areas that need to be painted. Yay! So once the V-berth and these heads are painted, the only remaining things to paint will be small panels, which I can do below and then bring them in. So, oh yeah. This is another line in the sand that I'm about to cross. I need to get all this cleaned up, wipe it all down, undercoat it with the epoxy undercoat, and then top coat it with that polyurethane 400, which I am so looking forward to because I must admit, I've been looking at these bulkheads for, well, years and really hoping for the day when I can get it white and get it looking much more like a heads, or for the landlubbers, bathroom. So the current weather has played its hand as it does, putting a halt to the proceedings with the paintwork here. Over the last couple of days we had a lot of rain, humidity right up, and for that reason I can't apply the polyurethane. So now it's given us a bit of a break, see how long that lasts for. So what I'll do is get this sanded up, just a light sand on that undercoat per usual, both with the sander and by hand, just to get it how I like it, and then prepare it for the top coating. Another tricky little job in a tricky little position here. You got to do what you got to do though, right? As you can see, I've got these side panels in here, and these are the ones that I'm going to fix in place. They'll be adhered with the epoxy glue, no other fasteners. As you've seen, it's all supported from the lazarette bulkhead below. They'll be fixed at the top as well. Later I will have rosewood as trimming for the hatch itself, and that will through bolt through the whole lot of them. The rosewood, the steel hatch coaming there, and then through these locker panels. And as I've already explained, once it's all together, I'll be coving it and then fiberglass taping it all, so it'll be completely sealed and incredibly strong. Way stronger than it needs to be, but in order to get this completely sealed, because it's going to be the gas locker or propane, I want this to be completely sealed with no risk of leaks. So it was a bit of mucking around actually getting all these tops notched out to dodge all the steel coaming and beams, etc. But it's all done. 2 good coats of epoxy where I notched everything out. So now I'll mix up a batch of epoxy glue, put some on the edges of the bottom here, and then just use some clamps to keep the pressure on. And then tomorrow I'll put this fore and aft panel on, and they actually cover the edges of these panels, which is why I put the rounding on the other panels. So once this is all gone off and hardened, tomorrow hopefully I'll be able to get these other panels put in place. It is exciting times lately, and now, with all of the big work inside of Mistress done, I have been busy with many smaller ones. Just wait until you see what's coming in the next few episodes ahead. And look who's returned lately. This will have to be rolled, of course. This'll. So So today's both with the sander and by hand, just to get it, I'll be coving it and then fiberglass. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. Click the bell so you get the notifications. Check out my website. And as I always say, leave a comment because I like reading what you have to say.